doing that to yourself,
What was the
basically.
purpose of Eternals in GG's eyes?
For this right
Why do
here.
you think the community was abusing it and disabled them? Because so what happens basically is once the first couple people made mirror items and they had fees or services, like service charge to mirror their item, right? So say I spend 500, I'm just going to throw out numbers here, 500x to make this item, all right? Now I'm charging 50x for everyone to copy it. Well, there's no other option in the game, and this is at the game's infancy. There aren't a ton of really powerful uniques around. So these rares, which are still probably the strongest now compared to everything, but the gap between the rares and the uniques was so large. You know, they didn't have Adziri's Disfavor back then, so they had the mirrored two hands, and then the next best thing was Morohi Urki. Like, it was like 3 times as good. You know, it was insane. Like, it would triple to quadruple your tooltip DPS or anything like that. So they had a complete monopoly on the items. Now, within a week, they would have gotten back their 500x in fees. Literally within a week, because mirrors were only like 50x back then. You know, you gotta understand that Eternals were too exalted. Everything was super, super cheap and deflated in pricing. And it was just a weird, weird market. And it was like a crafting market, but no one really ever crafted. It was a lot less population in the game in general. So what would happen is there would be like 2 to 3 people probably. The most notable of them was AXN, and he just made mirror item. Okay, now he got his fee. With that fee, he would make a second mirror item. Now the next week he's making 100x a week. Now he makes a third mirror item. Now it's 150x a week, and he's just pumping out fucking mirror items back to back to back to back to back. He owns the monopolies on every single fee. It's just it literally is like the game Monopoly. Like when you own every single property, it doesn't matter what the fuck happens. You're just making money left and right. And then it gets to the point where he's sitting on 30,000 exalted, you know, and he's made like almost like at the time there's like hardly any item bases that didn't have mirrored versions of them that AXN was making, to the point where when Forsaken Masters came out, which severely making mirrored items so much easier because of the cannot roll prefix, suffix, cannot roll attack mods, caster mods, all that shit made it so much easier. When that came out, he was just buying up the master mod items. Like when Vagan would sell a dagger that had Kids Can't Be Invaded, he'd make the mirrored version of the Poignard because he was literally out of mirrored items to make. When he made a fucking Torah bleeding on a hitbow, like he was just making shit.
Actually?
It was just he doesn't even care. He has infinite currency, to the point where if anyone wanted a mirror item, if they're not buying the copy, they're getting the original from him. And with his mass amounts of riches, he was just buying up other people's originals. He was throwing out these
Basically
gross amounts of currency.
market.
He owned Standard. He owned pretty much all of Standard. So at that point, it was just completely, he just snowballed the economy. But yeah, so that's essentially like how the mirrored snowballing started, and why they removed Eternals, because they want people like you weren't supposed to make a 6T1 easily. It's supposed to be either a fluke of nature or like you just throwing insane amounts of currency at item using Forsaken Masters, which you can get. You can get 4 T1 items. I've made 5 T1 items with Forsaken
Yeah, you're
Masters.
sitting on like 4 of them.
Yeah, I like this belt is 4 T1. That was made strictly with Forsaken Masters. There's only really one way you could do it. You just have to alteration until you get the right one, regal into the second, and exalt into the third, reverse craft, boom, you're done. So, like, and then that's how you have that. But now you're sitting on 4T1. Move speed is one of the best prefixes. The only thing missing is Wed, so now I'm just, if I wanted to, I could just slam it, but this is where I would wait for Eternals, that ones that existed. But, you know, in a time where they're not going to exist, you could still craft 61 items. Case in point, the random alchemy I just did yesterday is a 61 item. Is it the most desirable? No, but it's you know, it could be 800 ES with
I want it.
T1 int, T1 lightning res. I literally have a
someone
fucking copy of that chest. Like, I'm wearing a copy of that chest, just the cleaner version of it. It's the exact same thing. T1 flat, T1%, T1 int, T1 lightning. It's just this one was just rando alked and has no other suffixes and prefixes, so I can't remove shit. I can't reverse craft it or, you know, preverse craft it. It just is what it is. So it can't get any better than that. It's still nice though. Like if you were just hybrid, that like if you're hybrid melee, I don't know who the fuck's playing hybrid anything melee, but if you are, that chest is like insane because of the reduced attributes also. You know, it makes it so it's 131 instead of 194 int, which is unobtainable for most melee builds. While everyone was just doing something, I'm sitting here, 100 people watching me. Oh, I hit Merciless. I actually hit perfect Merciless.
Oh, baby.
I think I just regaled Flaring. I think I just regaled Flaring. 20 to 42 looks like Flaring. I feel like that's Flaring. If that is Flaring, I'm going to have to come blood. See, that's Flaring. Yeah, that's Flaring. Holy fucking Christ. Well, that was quick. Merciless Flaring Wand. I think I won. Yep, that's it.
So now it's time to call up Halvin.
Oh god, it's Belton.
Belton.
Merciless fucking Flaring. Wow.
It happened.